Hello, and welcome to my program on vision boards. Now you might be wondering, what is a vision board? What is the point of it? Well, a vision board is a board that you create to give yourself a vision of something that you want. It can be something very specific or it can be a more general view. And you create it so you are able to look at it and to somehow kind of try to use it, especially for your subconscious, and make things happen in your life that you want to happen. You may say, well, that sounds kind of silly, like I don't understand it. So I'm going to talk to you about it and some of the vision boards I have made and how they have progressed, and one that my daughter has made as well. So they are great for teens. And so let's begin. The first thing you are going to need is, and we're going to go through the supplies first, and then we'll go through the thought process. So the first things you're going to need is canvases. Now, you can use something as easy as just regular cardboard, or you can use a flat canvas like this, or one of the wider ones. Now, I just got these ones from the dollar store. These ones are also all from the dollar store, so it doesn't have to be expensive at all. And what you're going to do is you're going to take your canvases and you're just going to put them aside for now. The other things you're going to need are Mod Podge or glue, a paintbrush or a foam brush, a pair of scissors, and a bunch of magazines. Now, if you're not partial to magazines or you abhor ripping out from magazines, that's okay. You can also use Pinterest for this. I use a bit of both. So you'll see, a lot of my pictures do come from magazines. I enjoy that process, but some people don't, and they prefer to visualize online and then print them up. So either way is fine, using both is fine. So what you would do is, you would try to get in your mindset. So to get in that mindset, you want something like, light a candle, have some essential oils on, mood lighting, if you will. I prefer bright light because I'm looking at photos and my eyes aren't the greatest. So, but pick whatever lighting is for you. You want a comfortable space. So you want a comfortable chair, but you also want a space to work on. And then the next thing you're going to do is you're going to go through magazines. They can be any type of magazine. Don't specifically worry about it's got to be, In Style magazine or whatever. It can be any magazine you like. And I prefer to actually have a bunch of different kind of magazines to give me a different, broader view of different photographs. And what you're looking for is you're looking for photographs that evoke an emotion, an emotional response in you. And why you want that emotional response is you're trying to find something that will entice you to focus on something specific. Okay, again, it can be a broad view of something, or it can be very, very specific. And it's something that you want. So what do you want? What do you want in this life? Well, for me, I'm going to use an example, and this one right here is, I really wanted nature in my life. And that's a pretty broad kind of idea. But I really, really felt that I wasn't getting outside enough, that I wasn't in tune with nature at all, and that I really wanted nature to be a part of my life. And I made this 2 years ago. So as you can see, there's a lot of nature photographs here. There are a couple quotes. I do suggest that you focus more on pictures as opposed to quotes or words, but a couple won't, I don't think, hurt. So, but you'll see a lot of nature, camping there, even a fox. It's not that I actually wanted to see a fox per se, although that would have been pretty cool. But just to evoke views that I wanted. And where did this lead? Well, I'll tell you where it led. It led to, first of all, me going to visit my sister out west in BC and being amongst trees that were hundreds of years old. We went on nature walks, beach walks, tree walks. It was fantastic. It was wonderful. And then COVID happened, of course. Now, even with COVID, I was still able to get out into nature. We went on lots more walks. We actually bought a camper. My family, we bought a camper and we went camping 4 times as a family, which we had never really done too much of before because we didn't have a camper. We had done a little bit with with a tent maybe once a year, but we went 4 times. So we were able to accomplish these things and really bring nature back into our lives. So I believe that this one worked out pretty well. So that is a kind of a broad range idea. The next one I want to show you is this one here. I'm just going to put it here. This one is more specific. So if you're taking a look at this one, you'll say, you know what, doesn't this look a little bit like a project board as opposed to a vision board? Well, one of the things that manifested in my life was from this board is wanting to move into the country. We live in town right now, and we decided that, no, you know what, we're really meant to be in the country. We really want our children to grow up in the country. So we've decided to move there, and we're planning on building a house and renovating a small one that's there. So this is an actual vision board of what I hope our home and our life will become. Now, you might say, really, you want a bedroom like that? Or, you know, you want a staircase just like that? No, that's not what this is about. These aren't the specifics. It's the feeling that these pictures gave me when I was looking at them. So the nice calm entranceway, the nice light and bright colors. You'll notice here in the bedroom area that it is, it's not cluttered. So one of the things is, I'm not a pack rat, but I do like my fair share of clutter, and I need to let that go. And that's something that's very important to me. So that's the feeling that I have evoked from these pictures for me, and something that I aspire to. So what you're going to do is you're going to go through these. First, you're going to figure out what you want. What do you want in life? Is it about career? Is it about your love life? Is it about family life? Is it a car, a certain type of car even, a certain trip you want to take that you've always wanted to do? You're going to try to find and really focus on your idea. And then you're going to go through the magazines or Pinterest, and you're going to look for pictures that evoke that feeling for you. And if first you're just going to skim through them, and you're going to see whatever you like. If you have permission, of course, if they're your magazines or somebody that doesn't mind, rip out the pages. So you're going to end up with a bunch of pictures, you know. Now, I cut mine nice and square this time around, and you can do that too if you want. You can cut the pictures out really nice, or you can just rip them, you know, rip the edges out like I did on this one. So this one I was a bit more wild, so that's the feeling that was evoked through that vision board. But for these ones, I wanted more calm, more straight edges, and so that's what I did with these. And you're going to amass a pile of photographs, and you're not going to worry about it too much, okay? So just a whole bunch of pictures. I believe you will know when you are done. I believe you will feel, I've seen enough. This is what I'm feeling. Once you have enough, you're going to take your canvas. And for this purpose here, you can start off with a smaller one here. This is an 8x10. It's a perfect size to start. I did some really big ones here, and then my daughter did a medium-sized one here. But if you don't want to go too crazy, start with your smaller one. And you're going to lay your pictures out on the board. You're not going to glue them yet. You're just going to lay them out and see how they look. You can overlap them if you wish, or you can keep them all, you know, kind of in order along the lines. It's up to you. It's however you feel, however you want it to look. And eventually you're going to have a really good idea of where you want these photos to go. Once you have that, you can either take a picture of your finished kind of product here, or you can just slip them off to the side if you have a good memory on where they're going to be put. So I just put them to the side because I'm pretty good about remembering where I want them. And then you're going to take your Mod Podge and your paintbrush or your foam brush, and you're going to paint the back side of the photo with the Mod Podge. And you're going to stick it on where it's supposed to go. Now, sometimes I start on the outer 4 corners, and sometimes I start in the middle. So it's totally entirely up to you where you want to start on this board. But you put on the picture and then try to smooth it out, because if not, you will get some wrinkles. I did a few in here, but again, I was feeling very rustic about this one, so I didn't mind wrinkles. Whereas this one, I was more specific on wanting it to be nice and flat. Once you have all your pictures painted on it with the glue, you're going to let it dry, which is kind of the hardest thing to do, is wait. Now, if you'd like to, you can use your Mod Podge to do a coat over top, but you don't have to. That's up to you whether you want it to be shiny or matte. With Mod Podge, you either get matte or you'll get glossy. And then once it's dry, you're going to put it somewhere where you're going to see it every day. That's extremely important for a vision board. You want to see it every day. You want to remind yourself of what you truly want in this world. Okay? Whether it be a new career, whether it be a certain type of car, whether you want to find someone in your life that maybe you don't have yet, or whether you want something to happen, like my nature one here, or a house one here. You're going to put it somewhere where you're going to look at it every single day, and it's going to remind you what you truly want and how you need to go for it. Now you might say, really all I have to do is think about it and it's just going to magically happen? No, that's not the way vision boards work. It's going to remind you to work towards these things. That's what it does. Things don't magically appear, as far as I know. But if you remind yourself, if you give yourself permission to focus on the things that you want, you're going to be more inclined to go for opportunities that lead you towards the end result that you want. Now, I personally like, just going back a little bit, I like this little canvas. Now, I just got this one at Dollar Tree. It actually came with a little one as well. So you have the 8x10 and then you have this little square one. You could even make a mini board to keep in your purse, or somewhere, on top of your dresser where you could look at it as well or take with you, which I think would be fantastic. So now you're thinking, okay, that's all well and good, but really, is this going to work? Well, as I told you, this one worked for me, very much so. I'm halfway through this one. We're already planning our house and we're getting some good ideas, and we're going to be breaking ground this year, and we are moving to the country, so that's already something. My daughter here made this one. She's 13 years old, and I asked her if she would be willing to make one about the school year that she wants to see. Okay, not so much necessarily focused on school, but her life kind of, wraps around school. So she was very interested in moving out to the country. As you can see, there's chickens, so she's hoping we have chickens. She really wants a dog. So there are dogs down here. We went on a cruise a few years ago, and she loved it, and she'd love to go on another one. So this here represents that. And then there's another dog. And then she's also very much into hockey, and she's hoping to be able to play again once COVID is better. All right. So this was a really important one for her. She really found moving out into the country was something she truly wanted. Being able to get on the ice again is something that's very important to her. And having some companions, whether it be chickens, whether it be a dog, is also important to her. And also she has a few here, just little ones of flowers and also food. She's actually quite into nutrition, so she's very into eating healthy. So anyway, this is the one that she imagined. And this is a great craft to be able to do with a teenager, for them to kind of focus on what they're hoping that their year will be like. Something that give them focus on what they're interested in and help them understand what their focus is. Because I know a lot of times teenagers can be, have a hard time with that. So vision boards are excellent for that. Now, if you are interested, I also have some books here that can help you learn more about vision boards. This one is called Future Boards, and it's by Sarah Centrella. And hers, she calls them future boards. And she focuses on basically creating vision boards. Now, she will usually use different areas of the board to represent different things. But this book is a really good one. So if you want to take a look at that, that's one of them. And then this book specifically for teenagers is Zen Teen. And this is by Tanya Carroll Richardson. And she talks a little bit about vision boards as well as lots of other things about staying calm and dealing with stress as a teenager. And again, vision boards are perfect for that. It's a great way of calming yourself down. It's a great way of dreaming about things that you'd like and really focusing that dream into becoming reality. So if you are interested in it, grab yourself a canvas, grab yourself some magazines, or get on that Pinterest and give it a try, because you never know what you can accomplish if you really, really put your mind to it.